Gravity Gammon drives an old favorite into the third dimension. Get ready to play backgammon as you've never seen it before. The sleek design is perfect for hours of fun. Gravity Gammon is an easy-to-learn and fast-paced game where you never know who is going to win the round. It's a race. Move all your pieces through the course to the opposite side of the board before your opponent, all while keeping the board balanced. Each player has 15 pieces, numbers 1, 2, and 3. Player 1 will use pieces with a black top, while player number 2 will use pieces with a white top. Each player will begin with their pieces placed in various positions around the board. Player 1 will place 5 number 1 pieces on the first square, 3 number 2 pieces on the second square, 1 number 3 piece, 2 number 2 pieces, 2 number 3 pieces, and finally 2 additional number 3 pieces. Player number 2 will place their pieces using a similar pattern on their side of the board. The massive number 7 counterweight is placed along the balancing edge in the center position. This counterweight will be used to balance out the board as each player finishes their turn. If the counterweight is in the last position and the board cannot be balanced, a winner is automatically declared. Now we let the fun begin. Here I rolled a 4 and a 3. I will begin moving my pieces around the board following the course. During the game, if my piece is adjacent to a bridge and I roll a 4, 5, or 6 on the die, I can use that die to cross the bridge, rapidly advancing me through the course. If my opponent lands on one of my game pieces, I have to return that piece to the home position and start over. If I roll doubles, I can move 4 times the roll of the die. For instance, here I rolled a pair of 6s. Notice how I can use 2 of my turns to cross 2 bridges. Then I will use my third move to land on my opponent, forcing them back to their home position. For my last move, I will place a second piece on a square to prevent my opponent from landing on me. Once a player has all their pieces in the homeland position, the last 6 squares before the dark green square, then they can begin knocking them out of the game by placing them on the backmost light green squares. The first player to knock all their pieces out of the game wins the match. Each time someone wins the round, they get 1 point. The players determine how many points will win the match. You can also use the doubler die to increase the number of points a round is worth. For instance, if I think I will win the round, I can hand the doubler die to my opponent and offer to make the round worth 2 points. If my opponent accepts, then the winner of that round will receive 2 points. If my opponent thinks they will win, they can then offer to redouble and make the round worth 4 points. Redoubling can happen all the way to 64 points for one round. However, if a player does not agree to a doubler, then they lose the number of points that round was worth, and the game is over. Gravity Gammon will keep you on the edge of your seat as each player tries to gain the upper hand and win the round. Now available on Google Play and the App Store.